Welcome to this webinar in our series Coping with COVID. This time we're going to be talking about fact or fiction as we explore denial. This is my friend Fiona Kennedy. She is the director of Greenwood Mentors. She's also the author of this book, Get Your Life Back, and she's a clinical psychologist.
And this is my friend and colleague Emma Spencer-Goodier, who is a fabulous. So fact or fiction and denial are our themes today. Denial is something that happens kind of spontaneously. We don't decide, oh, we're going to deny something. It's just that our mind sends us stories. It sends us stories which say, this is not happening, or something else is happening other than what is in front of our eyes. And the reason that denial happens is usually because whatever is happening in front of our eyes is just unacceptable, it's unbearable to us. So if you think about the threat of COVID, a big, scary bug that's killing people that we have no vaccine for, it's a big, scary thing, and denial seems to be a reasonable response at first. So some people say it's not as serious as they make out, or of course you may know someone who's a conspiracy theorist. It's a government plot. There's secret messages about it on a £20 note. It's all a way of getting implants into the population to control us, etc., etc. So why do people have those stories? They have them in the service of denial. They tell stories which allow them to be less anxious, which allow them to feel better. Problem with it, of course, is it doesn't allow us to be remotely effective in the face of what really is there. So how do we distinguish between the stories we tell ourselves and what is real? So I'm going to pass you over now to Emma, who's going to show you a pose, the crow pose, and use that to illustrate to us how to become aware of the stories we tell ourselves.
So yoga is becoming very sensitive to these stories that we tell ourselves, to become very discriminatory about what is and what is not true. So this posture, the crow, is one that tends to evoke a lot of stories in people. And normally the story is, I'll never do that. So I thought we'd just look at it and show you, I'll give you an opportunity to have a look at what stories come up for you as you work with it. So come to a crouching position and come really high on your heels. And then you're going to take your knees apart and you're going to take the first 4 inches above your elbow to your inner knee. And the knee is pressing into the arm and the arm is pressing into knee. There's equal touch here. And then take your hands to the floor, keeping the touch of knee and arm. Take your hands to the floor, shoulder width apart, and maybe just turn them in slightly. Okay, bend your elbows. So we're just approaching this step by step. And for most of us, this is achievable. So then begin to lift your bottom. Pause, notice what you're thinking. And then begin to just push lightly through your toes and feel the weight move from the heel of the hand towards the fingertips. Try not to sag, round your back, pull into your belly. And then as you push through your toes, you might bend your elbows slightly and just drop your shoulders a fraction. Notice the stories. And then maybe lift one foot. Place it back down. Lift the other foot. Place it back down. And if you're feeling playful, then maybe gently rock forward, grip the floor with your fingertips and lift your heels. And come down. Now the point of this asana is not to float, to take flight in the crow pose. The point is to illustrate and to illustrate our capacity to notice the stories that come up. And if your stories are, oh, poor me, my poor wrists, my poor knee, blah, 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 or I simply can't do that, then a step-by-step approach through physical asana for most of us is a sense of gaining confidence with how capable we are, cultivating some humility. There's the other side of the coin, isn't there, which we have witnessed, where people can become very sure of their opinions. Anyway, I hope that helps. Give it a go. Let us know how you do.
Thank you, Emma. So, making room for discomfort and difficulty is part of dealing with denial. So, being willing to try something that your mind is telling you you can't do, or will hurt, or whatever, or scary. That willingness is a really good opposition to denial. And Crow is a really great place to feel willingness. Take it from me. Okay, thank you guys, and see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.